You're watching Oilers Nation Everyday with Tyler Yaremchuk. Your one-stop shop for all things Oilers.
The lead. Oh, that sucks. That sucks. Big one. Yeah. Big fart noise for the Edmonton Oilers. Welcome to Oilers Nation Everyday, live from the Sports Closet studio. A pretty sad Sports Closet studio today. Oilers Nation Everyday.
Is that the right word? Disappointed, frustrated.
Well, like for me, I'm sad because I get so hyped up when we do these big parties and these big events. And you go into Greta last night, we do the pregame show, what's coming over the speakers, people are piling in, and you're like, oh, this is going to be a good night.
It was Kool-Aid season.
It would be a good night for the Oilers to lay the boots to the Canucks, or at least give us a good hockey game where, you know, the bars get loud about Oilers goals, all that stuff. The Oilers just fell flat on their face. That was terrible. That was honestly one of the worst games I think I've ever seen them play.
Yeah.
Both from the perspective of, like, they didn't show up, and every bounce that could go the Canucks' way went the Canucks' way.
Yeah, it was a brutal game to watch. It was a brutal game to watch when you couldn't turn it off.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, just overall very disappointing from the Edmonton Oilers, I think it's fair to say. And did they read into the headlines a bit too much? Maybe because there's so many things, and I think Jay Woodcroft summed it up very well in his post game. No one showed up. No one showed any work.
We gotta fix the audio. AB, let's throw up a quick little board here from our friends at Star Mechanical, and then we'll fix this up.
Maybe.
Okay, I think we're good now.
I don't know.
You should be hearing us.
Can you hear them? It was nice you could hear me. That's
Yes.
nice.
You had so much to say in the opening monologue.
And we did. If you missed it, I went like this, and I made a fart noise with my mouth. I'm still waiting to see if the chat is like, "Hey, you're back. You're back."
Yay,
Yeah,
they
sounds
said
good.
yay. There we
Hey,
go.
we're good. Okay, Julie.
I would like to see positive comments from everyone who just crapped on us about the mics too.
Yeah.
Drop a nice comment. Say, hey guys, great job on fixing the mics.
Hey, great troubleshooting abilities.
Yeah.
I'm really happy you
On the
guys didn't
fly.
start a new stream.
Yeah.
Things like that.
Thanks for figuring that out.
I do like how
For
many
your
of you
free
care.
show.
It's good to see that everyone cares.
No, I know.
It's like 40
Just pulling the
comments.
You didn't
leg.
want to hear what they had to say anyways. Don't worry.
Yeah. Well, what can you do? All right. Giddy up. Someone else still says it's bad. One guy says it's bad. No, it's not bad. It's
just-
good.
It's just
Audio
him.
good. Audio good. I'm not.
I don't know.
That one guy who says it's bad. We're not worried about it. Anyways, okay. So if you couldn't hear the start of the show, I made a fart noise, and then I talked about how disappointing it was that we throw this big party and the Oilers fall flat on their face. Like, again, some bounces didn't go their way. I get it. We'll talk about the goaltending in a little bit. I get it. Still disappointing. Very, very disappointing.
Yeah. You know, obviously we hype this team up going into the season opener. Every other team in the league will do exactly the same. And when you lose, it sucks. But when you lose like that, it sucks even worse. And yesterday was just so disappointing. And Aaron and I did After Dark yesterday, and the comments were exactly the same. Like, it was frustrating to see the lack of effort. I think that's what bugged me the most was the work ethic from the team. Just
passion was the word you were throwing around last night.
Passion was not there. And I get it's game one, but also you should be up for game one. You should be ready to go for game one. And these guys have played a lot.
And also, what did we hear? Connor McDavid and Leon Draisaitl are bringing the team in early.
Yeah.
Captain skates starting on September 4th. And from day one, this team's going to mean business. And maybe looking back at the preseason, we should have been a little bit more concerned. We had a nice chuckle about Leon Draisaitl laughing when he missed the open net and the Oilers toying with the other teams in the offensive zone during the preseason. I don't think there are any serious problems with this team. It's game one.
Me neither.
Might take a while for their goal differential to recover. We'll talk about that in a little bit. We'll play a little game. But they laid an egg. It was really bad. It's disappointing because, again, all we heard is about how this year's team's going to be different. They're dialed in. They're focused. All of that stuff. Connor McDavid and Leon Draisaitl are not going to sit around and let this team not show up the way they weren't showing up to the start of games in the playoffs. And then what do we see? It's exactly that. Tyler Yaremchuk makes a great point. After the first two goals, they just rolled over 100%.
They really did. And like, I'm going to say something. I'm not putting the blame on this guy by any means, but from that Vincent Desharnais fight onwards, the Oilers did absolutely nothing in that hockey game.
Mm-hmm.
It was a strange time to fight, and it felt like something that was giving Vancouver the momentum in the moment rather than Edmonton. And also, you take Philip Broberg right out of the game, essentially, when you do that, right? You're already kind of short-handed as well because you're only 11 forwards. I know they do that often anyway, but either way, you're down two players. Your players, you're then out of a rhythm early in the game defensively. Like, your matchups aren't going the way you probably planned. And then Vancouver, it was 2-0 after one, right? Like, they scored 2 goals after that. And I think the Oilers' first shot after that fight came in like the last minute or 2 of the period.
I actually don't think they got one till the second.
Yeah, there was at least 6 shots in a row Vancouver had, and the Oilers didn't count with anything. And it was so strange. It was such a strange moment, I found. Like, when you watch it, you think, yeah, great fight. But then you evaluate and it's like, yeah, maybe that wasn't as great as it seemed.
Okay, let's lighten the mood a little bit. Let's overreact to what we saw last night. Game 1, night 1 overreactions. My favorite one came from someone on Twitter by the name of I Miss My Hunter. At Jodes from AB is the name. At Jodes from AB said, nope. Teams have figured out Woodcroft systems. Mason's, it meant to say Manson. Manson's defensive game is a joke. Same with Schwartz as goalie coach, end parentheses, and can contain McDavid now. No way this team will go 7-1 in the first 10. They'll be lucky with its D and goaltending to be at 500. Calm down. Okay, first off, yes, it's very clear now. Jack Campbell is not back. Jay Woodcroft's on the hot seat. Yeah. The Oilers' power play has very clearly been figured out and lost its touch. Darnell Nurse is no different than the Darnell Nurse we saw last year. What else have we missed?
You nailed it.
Warren Fogle still can't score on breakaways or odd man rushes.
That's a fair one.
Yeah, that is fair.
That's not an overreaction. That's a good evaluation.
Connor McDavid and Leon Draisaitl have lost the locker room. I think that's one I saw last night.
I could see that.
The team's just going to rely on them, and there's no respect between
I saw a lot of Draisaitl's pissy. Granted, he did take some dumb penalties.
I do want to talk about that a second. So there's my 6 overreactions. I don't think we missed anything. They wouldn't have lost if Lavoie was in the lineup.
Oh, God.
Which, you best believe there were people who were dead serious about that take.
I was making a lot of tweets last night. I had a good time on Twitter.
Me too.
My favorite one I made, which I knew was going to get, I'm not going to lie, there was a bit of clickbait on my part. I put out there that the Oilers needed Ben Gleason tonight. And I think some people took it very seriously. Made me laugh. The Oilers didn't need Ben Gleason. They needed effort is what they needed.
Mm-hmm.
Like, all those overreactions, like, you look at the first goal Vancouver got, what there was no skill involved in that. Not in like a super negative way, but like Conor Garland just crashed the net hard and scored a goal.
Make your own breaks, though. How many times did the Oilers go hard to the net?
That's the point, is that goal basically just shows what Vancouver were doing all night. And the Oilers scoring 1 goal on the power play shows what the Oilers were trying to do. But they couldn't get on the power play because they kept putting themselves in the penalty box.
Yeah. The discipline was an issue last night for the Edmonton Oilers. They lose 1 game to the Vancouver Canucks. And I get that they got smoked. But the people who were legitimately like, well, this is what you get when you don't keep the best players from the preseason on your roster. Raphael Lavoie, here's a newsflash, was not great in the preseason. He was fine. He was good. Scored a couple of goals against AHL teams, but he wasn't great. And Lane Peterson wasn't great. Ben Gleason was really good, but come on, you're not keeping Ben Gleason on the roster over Philip Broberg. Like, let's be real here for a second, people. Mm-hmm. And yeah, Owen says it tongue-in-cheek, we would have won 8-1 with Gleason and Lavoie. Like, the people who were legitimately using this as a shot at Ken Holland, if the Oilers win on Saturday 6-1, do you think those people are going to come out and be like, damn, everything's okay? No, they'll sit there and be like, oh, God lucky, would have been 2-0 with Lavoie. Like, they're idiots.
Yeah.
Idiots.
I'm with you, Tyler. I think, look, I mean, obviously the Oilers need to be better, but there was no one who wasn't in the lineup besides Matthias Ekholm that would have made any kind of difference to this team. And that, to me, that is one thing that is strikingly alarming, is the absence of Ekholm is very noticeable.
He's their best defensive defenseman.
He is. And I'm not saying the Oilers would have won that game with Ekholm, but there was a significant difference from the Oilers before Ekholm and the Oilers after Ekholm last season. And it shouldn't be that noticeable. Like, obviously, when you're missing one of your best players, you're going to know.
Yeah.
But boy, oh boy, to allow 8 and like the effort on some of the plays. There was one play in particular that grinded my gears, and jail like this one. Darnell Nurse went to wrap the puck around the boards to his defensive partner, and Evan Bouchard essentially just stood there and watched it like circle around. I think it was JT Miller picked it up on the boards, and it was a chance.
And they floated that backhander to the slot right by the circles.
Was,
and then also Nurse, like after doing that, just kind of floated to go cover a guy. I think McDavid was the centerman there, didn't come back in the slightest to offer any sort of support. There were
so
some
weird.
ugly breakdowns.
It was so weird. And I think Jay Woodcroft said it pretty well in his post game. Is like, we had a preseason effort, and you know, they walked through preseason for the most part because again, they played against almost nobody most nights.
Yeah.
I feel bad for Campbell.
Okay, I do have some legitimate things that I kind of want to break down, enough with sort of the tongue-in-cheekiness. And no, I'm not trying to take shots at the fan base, but like, again, I think some of the overreactions and people using this as an opportunity to take shots at Ken Holland, shots at the way the Oilers are built. Like, I think it's cheap after one game. But there are some things that I saw last night that I didn't like. So let's get into a game breakdown for our friends at Alberta Blue Cross. Last night, not a great memory, but there will be plenty more great memories to be made throughout the year, like on our nation vacations, where our friends at Alberta Blue Cross help us out with travel insurance. ab.bluecross.ca/travel. There's only one thing better than sharing memories. That's making new ones. Alberta Blue Cross's travel insurance protects your memories and more. Okay. Aaron talked about pissy Draisaitl. I've had enough of that.
I kind of have too.
It's so frustrating.
Okay. When you do it once or twice in a year and you get so pissed off that you go, you know what? We might lose this game, but I'm standing up for myself, and you want to go do whatever, have at her. Enough, though. He does it every single time something goes wrong. As soon as the Oilers go down 4-1, if I could fire up my Betway account and put money on Leon Draisaitl taking a cross-checking or a slashing penalty, I would do it. And quite honestly, it stinks of a loser mentality. It's just enough, man. What are you trying to prove at this point? You're one of the best players in the NHL. You're supposed to be a leader in this hockey club. And you know what? This also goes for Connor a little bit last night. I was a little bit annoyed at him going around doing that too, but he doesn't do it as much as Leon. I am just sick of the fucking attitude. Sorry to swear. I know I try not to swear on this show. I'm sick of the attitude of, oh, it's not going my way, I'm going to go slash someone. He did it in the preseason too. Yeah, some dude who is never going to be a factor in the NHL, Draisaitl skated down the ice and whacked him in the back of the leg. I am so sick of him taking these penalties, and the Oilers don't have a leadership problem. I'm never going to be someone who sits here and says that. But if shit keeps happening like it did last night, and you're two stars, instead of saying, hey, we're just going to go play hard and try to drag this team back into the fight and lead by example, instead it's just, let's go take some penalties. Let's go slash and cross-check some guys. It's dumb. And then you know what else happens? There's these big scrums. We saw this with Matt Tkachuk in Calgary all the time. I'm not saying it's at that level yet, but I'm just trying to use a comparison. That room got sick of standing up for him at one point. They got sick of having to go into the scrums because Matt Tkachuk was running around when they were losing and slashing, cross-checking guys and poking at the goalie. They got tired of it. It caused a rift. I don't think it's going to cause a rift in Edmonton, but it's something that I'm just absolutely sick of seeing.
Yeah, I'm not really a fan of it either. I think every now and then it's kind of whatever, but it is happening a bit too often with Draisaitl. The preseason one, I think, is a good example of it too. It's just like so unnecessary, and you know, I'm not comparing.
He did it twice in the third period. Yeah. What's the point?
We sit here and like complain about Mark Stone being like a little cry a little bit, and I know Draisaitl didn't go out in the media and say anything, but it's like, like you're kind of doing a little bit of the same in some regards, not quite as extreme as what Stone went to, but it's like you can gain some momentum from scoring a couple of goals in the third period and then going into Saturday's game, be like, "Okay, boys, we got 3 against these guys the other day. We can score goals against them."
Mhm.
And I think the Oilers are a mentally strong enough team to wipe this game out of the picture anyway.
Mhm.
But you can gain something from last night's game still. Being in the penalty box and working on your penalty kill a little bit more isn't a positive thing to do in game 1 of the NHL season.
Jake is in, just coming off my rant. There's a reason there's an overreaction, Tyler. It's because of the expectations set by the team and management and the fans. When people don't perform and lose like that, people overreact. Yeah, and I'm not sitting here saying we shouldn't. I'm disappointed. I was very upset last night at the way that game went.
Yeah.
I think there's a difference between being like, God damn it, they need to show up better than that, and in sitting there and being like, oh, Ken Holland, bad GM. Oh, Jay Woodcroft's a bad coach. Oilers have been figured out. Like, that's an overreaction. I think a normal reaction to all of this is what a lot of you are feeling in the chat. Like, yeah, pissed off that they played that way. I have the utmost confidence they're going to roll the Canucks on Saturday. I think it's ripe for a bounce back. I do still believe that Connor McDavid and Leon Draisaitl are going to go out there on Saturday and lead by example and go do what they do best, and that is pile up a ton of goals. It'll get better. But that doesn't make what they did last night any less frustrating. Pradnesky's in. Draisaitl takes way too many trash penalties. Calm TF down. Take it out on the scoreboard.
Do you know what?
Yeah.
Just lay a heavy hit. Like, I'm not gonna sit here and be upset if Draisaitl goes in for a heavy hit and, you know, like,
do it. Like, and sometimes he
right?
plays with emotion. I would love to see him just straight up play with emotion, but that's not even emotion. He goes in two hands a guy or cross checks a guy and then just turns around and goes right to the penalty box. And it's like, go hit him.
Yeah.
Go drop a shoulder into a dude. Patterson blew up Cody Ceci in that hockey game.
Hit.
He knocked him back into the mountain time zone.
I think his soul left his body. Actually.
Yeah. Go
Confirmed.
do that, man. That's like good physical engaged hockey.
Yeah.
Going and floating around and not taking a hard stride for the final 30 feet when you go off the ice for a change, and then losing the puck and turning around, whacking a guy in the back of the leg. That's not emotion. That's not the kind of shit you want your leaders to be doing.
Yeah, I'm with you, Tyler.
Sergeant Battle nailed it. You can play with emotion without going hacking and slashing. 100%.
Yeah. And you look at it too, and it's so he doesn't even try and make it not obvious.
No, he doesn't, because he's done giving a shit in that game.
Yeah, which is not good. Not good.
Yeah.
Go on. I think we're good there.
Jake is in. Can we talk about the brilliant yet frustrating third line, Holloway, McLeod, and Fogle? If there is one player who I think could sit there in the room at the end of the game and at least in their own heads go, I thought tonight went okay, I think it's Dylan Holloway.
Yep.
He was crashing and banging.
Yeah.
He was generating some nice looks. I really, really was encouraged by what we saw from Holloway. And although they didn't score, I thought the third line, that keep them together, Woody.
I was going to say, if it wasn't Holloway, it was Fogle.
It was Warren Fogle. Yeah, it was those two
three
players.
of them all had reasonable games. And I know Holloway took the one penalty, but it was a competitive penalty.
Mhm.
And we spoke about it before the season started. I believe we spoke about it with Frank yesterday too. Like, you need that third line to show up and show good speed on the forecheck. And that's exactly what they did last night. They had a lot of good Ozo time when other things weren't going well for the team.
Pumps deep, bang bodies, get the puck back.
Let me give you some numbers here. 33% of their shifts started in the offensive zone, which means 67% of the time they were starting in the neutral or the D zone. Despite that, at 5-on-5, the scoring chances were 7-0. The shots were 3-1, and the shot attempts were 9-2 when that trio was on the ice. They played together more than any Oilers trio, 6 minutes and 28 seconds at 5-on-5, numbers courtesy of Natural Stat Trick. That was the most consistent Oilers line last night, and that is, on one hand, nice to see. On the other hand, wildly disappointing.
Yeah, a couple of people were just asking actually some status on Holloway, because I believe he left the game at some point, or Woodcroft said he's going to play on Saturday. So I'll get there.
Okay.
Just saying the consistency. It frustrated me that Jay Woodcroft didn't allow the lines to gain some symmetry. You know, like there was points where it's like Connor Brown is playing with Derek Ryan and Janmark for like shifts, and I get it, it's 11 and 7.
Part of it's the 11 forward.
But also the next shift, like McDavid's just with Draisaitl, and you don't see Brown there. It's like it's game one. I get it, the game's gone, but you got to try and build something up here.
Connor Brown played more time with Nuge and Kane than he did with Draisaitl and McDavid. 734 with Nuge, 725 with Kane, and then 450 with Draisaitl, 450 with McDavid.
I hate that so much. Like, this
3
team,
seconds with Zach Hyman.
This team is good enough to split up McDavid and Draisaitl.
We don't. Yeah, I didn't like that first game of the year.
Trust there in your player's ability. Sure, like sometimes I think it's great, like when they do it right after a penalty kill or something like that. Like great idea. Like utilize those guys, of course, but like Connor Brown wasn't brought in to play with Vander Kane and Nugent-Hopkins. He was brought in to play with McDavid.
Well, and this
Same with
is,
Kane.
I don't know if paradox is the right word for it. Conundrum maybe is what I'm looking for. But here's the thing. If every time you go down in a game, if you think your best / only chance to come back is to put McDavid and Draisaitl together, then play them together all the time.
Yeah.
Right? Like you're either better with them together or you're better with them separate. The idea that like we're down in a game, now we go to this. I know I'm probably doing a poor job of articulating it, but do you see the dots I'm kind of connecting here? It's like if your best chance to outscore an opposition by 3 goals over the course of 40 minutes is to play them together, then son of a bitch, play them together the whole game.
Yeah. I'm completely with you, Tyler. And
I want them split up. I don't want them together.
Too. Again, this team is good enough. Like Nugent-Hopkins had 100 points last season. Evander Kane had 16 goals and played half the year. Like Connor Brown is legit. Zach Hyman just came off a career year. Why can't you just trust those guys to play with McDavid and Draisaitl?
Yeah, and you know what? The chat's agreeing with us too. The Century Mile Racetrack and Casino YouTube chat, Sergeant Battle. I'm pissed off about how quickly they went to the nuclear option. QF Pro, I'm over the blender. Ryan Sharp, stop the blender. Yeah, people are whatever. Also, I'm sorry for swearing so much. I do care. I am passionate.
I love a good spicy Tyler.
Yeah.
And I knew we were going to get this today. You didn't come on after dark last night because you said you had takes to fire off. This is what I wanted.
I also didn't go on after it because I wanted to calm down a little bit. And I was like, I don't know if this is like an accurate reflection of how I feel at 11 o'clock at night at a bar. But all right, let's talk Jack Campbell. Not on him. I will firmly say that. It's not on him, but it's also not on him.
That's how I feel too. Because you watch the game, it's like, okay, so Jack Campbell allows 4, gets pulled, Skinner comes in, allows 4. Actually on identical shot counts too.
Yep.
But boy, oh boy, a save would have gone a long way. Like, and I'm not going to sit here and say it's his fault because it was not by any means Jack Campbell. But man, if you could make one huge save, then maybe we're talking about a different hockey game here. The best one, there was 4 of them. The one that deflected in, that one just sucks. That's a bit of a backbreaker. I don't know. I just wish you could have.
I felt like he was making some saves in the first period when they had like their 6 consecutive shots in a row. He was turning them all down. But then quickly the wheels did fall off. But as you said, Tyler, both of them got lit up. So I'm not reading too much into it.
I'm not either. What were the expected goals last night?
See, I have no idea.
I don't know if I ever.
But here's my thing on even that Boeser goal where you're like, hey, it's a lucky goal because it got batted in or whatever.
He didn't track it very well.
He also kicked the first rebound right into the slot, which is a Jack Campbell problem from last year, right? Like I'm watching right now, pass across, shot on, kicked right into the middle of the ice. Okay, well, like don't kick that one into the middle of the ice, and the Canucks don't have a chance for a second. And also, Oilers maybe grab that rebound a little bit better. Like again, like I'm not sitting here to just rip Jack Campbell. I'm still on the Jack Campbell bounce back train. I still believe that's happening to some extent this year. But the Demko wasn't.
He was good, but
he didn't get pushed.
To do too much. There was the 1-2 as well when they got 3 chances. I think it might have been the Pedersen goal. It's like, the first one was quite a big rebound as well.
Yeah,
and he's just like, the rebounds are a bit of a problem with him, but Campbell will be back. He'll be fine, hopefully.
Who you start tomorrow or Saturday?
Skinner. I feel like that was the plan.
Yep. Yeah, I don't think you don't deviate from that just because Jack Campbell or the team in front of Campbell was poor for the first 30 minutes. Yeah, Tyler Mulick says, I don't think any of the goals were really on him. And like, I agree. Like, there was nothing there that was so egregious that I was like, oh my God. Like, my first reaction to those goals was never Soup's got to have it.
No, mine neither. Then when you read back and watch, run back and watch, you can see that, there was
you can make the case, okay. But still, in the moment, he was fine. Kyle says, I'm hammering the over whenever Campbell's in net. I mean, hammering the over in pretty much every Oilers game is probably a safe call. They're a threat at both ends of the ice, it seems.
That's a nice way to put that. That was a nice way to put that.
Yeah, that's how Frank described the Montreal Canadiens to me. And I was like, the Montreal Canadiens, speaking of games last night, they are going to be an automatic over bet for me until they can prove they're not.
That was a fun game, actually, to watch.
Leon
the vibes
Draisaitl.
were so high in Greta before the game
know.
started. It was an unreal time. Tyler was sweating out his bet. Oh, but you went puck line for the Leafs.
Yeah, puck line for the Leafs. And puck line for the Oilers. Yoinks. Zoink.
We're back.
Yeah, we are most certainly back. Pro Pickle Juice Oiler fan. That's a hell of a name.
It's a great name.
Yeah, I'll read the comment. You've seen Gretzky saying to never try clear through the middle of the ice, and then 3 giveaways where Oilers trying to clear in the middle of the ice. It was like, yeah, the giveaways were ugly. Like, if I'm ranking the reasons the Oilers lost last night, lack of drive, number 1. I know that is like so cliche hockey bro
But it's
analysis,
accurate.
but like they did not go hard into a corner once outside of
No.
Dylan Holloway. Evander Kane, I don't know if he played last night.
He was quiet. Very
He
quiet.
didn't have a shot on goal, did he? Like, there's no way.
It might have had one in the first 10 minutes.
Okay, maybe he had one in the first 10 minutes. Did he lay a hit?
I don't know. I honestly kind of forgot you.
Evander Kane
Yeah, I
had 2
forgot
shots.
he existed now.
Two
She actually
shots.
said that.
And they credited him with a team high 5 hits. I could not tell you one of them. He was dash 4. That's surprising to me, actually, that they gave him 5 hits. I did not notice a
That's
single hit.
4.
I thought he was invisible.
Yeah, he was quiet. He had a quiet night.
So, like, lack of that drive and jam from pretty much everyone there is number 1. Discipline, I think, is number 2. If you
Yes.
stay out of the box, different hockey game, you're not giving up momentum as much.
Hmm.
Number 3 is giveaways, although giveaways probably could have been number 2. Giveaways, discipline are hand in hand. And then 4 is maybe Campbell. Maybe. And I'd be open to a suggestion on something to put higher because I feel bad even putting that
I
there.
would put defensive play ahead of Campbell.
Giveaways, defensive play. Yeah, defensive zone
Yeah.
structure. Sure, put that there. Campbell goes 5.
And then, yeah, sure.
Long list of things that went really, really wrong for the Edmonton Oilers last night.
Yeah, when you watch those games, there's a lot to take away from it, and I don't really like the cliche anymore. That's like throw the tape out the window. It's like, no, you should watch your shit games.
Yeah, the Oilers should be watching that.
Yeah,
So-
because he was not good at all. They were not good at all. But you know what? It's a quick turnaround. They can come back and
Mhm.
they can do it again against the same opponent on Saturday.
Revenge
night.
game. Revenge game incoming.
Today's show is going to be a little bit of a shorter one because I
Mhm.
think we're having a bit of a problem behind the scenes here at Nation HQ that we got to be off the air for, but that is all good. We'll go for another little bit here. We'll keep taking some comments on the Century Mile Racetrack and Casino YouTube chat. Dave is in. Thoughts on the Nurse Bouchard pairing? I'm generally not sold on it. Can you convince me otherwise? No, I
No,
cannot.
no.
There was zero evidence from that hockey game last night that suggests to me that those two are capable of handling top pairing minutes. At the same time, what else are you gonna do? Right? Like, you can't play Broberg and Desharnais there.
What could you do? Let's say
Brett Kulak didn't
let's
give me
say
confidence
Ekholm
last
doesn't
night.
play on Saturday. You might just have to run the same 6.
Son of a bitch, call up Gleason. Emergency recall Ben Gleason. Bring him home. I don't know what you do. I have no idea.
I
You need that
think-
come back so bad. This team's blue line may be more thin than I was willing to admit over the summer.
Yes and no. I don't know.
With that come back, it's fine.
With Ekholm back, but that's I don't know. It'd be like saying the Oilers forward group isn't good without McDavid. Like it's like, yeah, because
I
you're
think the
missing your
Oilers forward
best
group would
defenseman.
probably be okay without McDavid.
But that's what we thought without Ekholm.
I know, yeah.
Like, I think when you just lose a big piece like that, a guy who can play 20 plus minutes a night for you, and now you're asking Kulak and CC to do it, you're going to expose him a little bit more. And that's just what happened.
Tyler Mulick, other than Nick Dowd, who are we trading for? We'll ask Frank next Wednesday.
Yes.
Let's keep cruising along here. No Star Mechanical guest line today on the show, but David Quadrelli will be in studio tomorrow to help us get set for the rematch between the Oilers and Canucks. Let's get to our Betway other sports report for the day. Liam, I nailed my Leon Draisaitl power play point last night. So also Bouchard, if you bet that, also did work.
I wish I had.
Nothing else went my way.
I had a
last night,
fun
though.
time before the game.
Yeah.
After the game, not so much, but I did hit my goal Caulfield. That's what I'm going to call him. Goal Caulfield.
Cole
Oh, yeah.
Caulfield.
Because he's scoring 50 this year. That was a great prop. I got plus 170.
Did they call it back?
No,
Or did he score again?
he scored the one to give him the 4-3 lead.
Oh.
Or the
there you go.
5-3 lead, something like that. I
Cluck too.
got the cash out for it.
Oh, yeah, you're right. I think he also scored when that got waived.
Oh,
They
well,
called back,
So he's
though.
definitely scoring
Yeah, he's
50.
definitely
Yeah.
scoring 50.
And,
Matthews is
um,
scoring 60.
oh yeah,
Dude, he looked
looked
good.
good.
I know Oilers fans like to do like the little whatever with Matthews, but like he's nasty.
He's
He's
legit.
very good at hockey.
he is
And
legit.
he's got that swagger and that look about him. I really, really enjoy watching Auston Matthews play. Shoot me. Shoot me. Shoot me if you mind. I like watching Auston Matthews play hockey.
Bang, bang.
But he's legit. He looked really, really good.
NFL tonight.
Chiefs, Broncos.
10.5. I might go all in on the 10.5.
I can't see Denver keeping this football game
That
close.
defense is so,
It's the worst
so
thing I've ever
bad.
seen.
So bad. But
So-
also, I could see them putting up some points.
I
So
was
what
thinking
about
that in the over.
Same
Like
game
tease.
teaser?
Yeah.
Knock the Chiefs down to 4.5.
Okay.
Knock the over down to 41.5, even money.
Oh, really?
I like that.
Oh, I'd like that.
You're
40,
very good
40
with
and
your
a half?
teasing
Squad ride?
bets. Yeah, let's squad ride. Air Nucks.
Squad ride.
Air Nucks.
Squad ride.
You're very
Squad
good
ride
with
in the
teasing.
chat.
You're very good with teasing your
I'm
bets.
quite the
sometimes.
tease.
Oh, you're telling me, buddy. Did
Yeah.
you hear the news about the football game tonight, though?
I do not give a shit that Taylor Swift's
There
gonna
it
be
is. There it is.
Oh, it's other news.
Yeah, I don't care.
Sick.
Sorry, I'm being upset.
Is there anything else from the football game tonight? Oh, one thing I'm gonna bet on
Oh,
tonight.
Rashid
too.
Rice over.
Who?
Ooh.
Rashid Rice.
Never
Take his
heard of
over. Take his over.
Okay. One other thing tonight I'm going to be betting on, which I just got to find the odds quickly, is because he's going to have a monster year. You said he's going to score 50. Jack Hughes plus 115 to score.
Yeah, I've already locked in. I got 3 NHL bets I like tonight. I'm 3-1 to start the year with my recommended NHL bets from the Daily Faceoff Show.
I am going to keep track of my own bets this year.
Okay.
But I don't think I'm going to include the Oilers within my bets.
No, the Oilers challenge between me, you, and Jay will be separate.
Okay, because I never bet with my head on the Oilers.
No.
I bet with my heart.
Yeah.
As you
Everything
should.
else I bet logically.
Yeah, my NHL recommended bets are the ones I do on
Yes.
DFO Live every day. They're 3-1. Here they are for the day. New Jersey on the puck line minus a goal and a half.
New Jersey. Oh.
Plus 105.
Who are they
Okay.
playing?
Playing Detroit.
Boys
Detroit
playing
stinks.
the Atlantic.
Yep.
Detroit stinks.
Catholic.
Jack
Isaac
Hughes to
Lawrence.
score. Lock it in.
Yep.
Columbus Blue Jackets money line.
Ooh, minus 112.
They're at home, right?
Yes.
Taking on Philly, right?
Yes, sir.
Philly stinks, right?
Yes, sir.
Columbus has a bunch of new sexy additions to the lineup, and Adam Fantilli making his debut. Giddy up. Patrick Laine's looking sick in the preseason. Giddy up.
Adam Fantilli point might not be bad tonight.
Adam Fantilli point. Let's go. Maybe a little Columbus Blue Jackets DFS stack.
Hello.
Anyway, shout out to our friends at Betway. We got a squad ride for the football game together. Let's go. And 3 NHL bets. What do you like tonight on the NHL site? Sorry.
I'm just looking right now. I think I'm going to go Kraken. I think Kraken could have beat Vegas
They
the
were
other night.
pesky.
A
Yeah,
couple of
pesky.
posts, missed a pretty bad chance. Even money.
All right.
So there you go.
There you
Kraken.
go. Shout out to our friends at Betway 19 Plus. Please play responsibly. Big shout out to everyone who came out last night to Greta, by the way. Again, I wanna relive that. Our boy
Mhm.
Sergeant Battle. He
Yep.
is Sergeant Battle he's the Phil Kessel of nation events. He doesn't miss one. He's in the
Yes.
lineup every single game.
Yep.
Iron Man.
I don't know.
Iron Man.
I don't know, Tristan. I don't know if you had a hot dog last night. That would make the analogy even better. I just realized that it was $2 hot dogs. But Sergeant Battle's there. He's a dog.
He's there.
Doesn't
We,
miss a game.
we met James.
We met James from
James.
BC.
Yeah.
Just moved here from BC.
Yeah.
I love. There's nothing I love
Tyler
more.
Mulick.
Yeah.
I had never met Tyler Mulick before. Shout out to you, Tyler.
He's a
And
beauty.
he was as big a beauty as I
Yeah.
imagined. So that's good.
He's a boy. And he won tickets to the Heritage Classic.
Yeah.
Hey,
Enjoy
look at
that.
that.
Just remember
I mean,
getting
the
to Tyler
outdoor,
Mulick.
the outdoor.
He had this bit where he was like, Tyler, where do I send my Should we just be honest with the people?
Yeah, it's the only way.
Let's be honest.
We used the same laptop for our on location shows in this show, and we forgot the charger. So the laptop just died.
Hey, don't say we. I forgot.
Well, no,
we're a team.
Yeah,
we're
and I left during takedown of the post game yesterday, before takedown of the post game yesterday. So I could have helped out too. We're not like the Toronto Blue Jays front office.
I had to do the Leafs this morning, so I did it at home, and I left the charger. That's my fault, chat. That's on me.
We'll go for another couple minutes here because now I have none of my teleprompters gone. I have nothing.
Hey, let me host. I have your laptop. Let's go.
I will just read some of the chat.
Okay, sure.
Les says, hi from up in Peace River. Great show today, guys.
Shout out to Les.
Please watch a different show. Watch us a different time as well.
Yeah, because this was admittedly not our best work.
No, but we do our best around here. Betway stuff.
Sure. Now I have Aaron's laptop. Aaron has mine.
This is big.
This is confusing.
Betway. Anything else on Betway that you like tonight?
No, I got my 3 plays there. Big shout out to everyone who someone Dry says, I knew it. Yeah, our laptop died. We're a small operation. You know, some of these other shows you're watching, they got like 5-6 people behind the scenes that you never even hear of. It's literally the 3 of us.
Yeah.
And then we go on location, and other shows have a tech guy, a remote tech, someone running lines. It's literally us like
us 3
pulling up to Greta with our shit and grocery bags.
Yeah, the people you see on the show that night, if we're live on location, the same people who said it. We have more actual screens in this room than people.
Yeah, we do.
Oh, yeah.
1, 2, 3, 4,
Almost
5.
double.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
So Michael says the inconsistency of this stream is so ironic. How?
Because of the Oilers?
Maybe. Pro Pickle Juice, he's in from Fort St. John. Shout out to Fort St. John.
I got a great friend in Fort St. John. It was his birthday yesterday. Happy birthday, Connor.
Colton is in, making a 9-hour drive for the home opener Saturday. Oilers better show up for it.
Hell yeah,
I hope I see you at the game. I will also be at the game.
He might be in Fort St. John. I think it's about 9 hours to there.
No?
Where are you from, Colton?
Yeah, let us know, Colton. Let us know where you're driving in from. All right. But anyways, it was a lot of fun last night. There is something, you mentioned the guy we met, James, on a very emotional level. There is something that always hits me when someone shows up to these, to our nation events just by themselves.
Yeah, it's cool.
And is like, I just love the podcast. I wanted to come. Or like, I love the show. I wanted to come. And it's like, damn, like, it's neat to have a friend like that we've just made from doing this show. And like, someone's like, that's what I want to do on my Wednesday night. I want to hang out with the boys. Yeah,
that was a cool one. I had a cool interaction. Aaron was there for it, right? As we were setting up. I think it was during the intermission.
Yeah, it was fantastic.
The name is escaping me and I'm sorry, but this lady came up to me. She said, Liam, thank you for introducing me to Jones Barbecue and Foot Massage. She said, my kids hate it, but I love it. So thank you.
And she was genuinely like, thank you, Liam.
Yeah.
Thank you.
So you're welcome. I wish more people knew about Jones Barbecue and Foot Massage.
Sergeant Battle, not expected, or being compared to Phil Kessel, not what I was expecting today. Compliment. It's a term of endearment.
You're welcome.
Yeah.
We love Phil. I love Phil.
Yeah, we love Phil.
I thought was funny last night that happened. We haven't discussed this, but when we did the t-shirt toss, you're like, hey, I need you to throw these around, and I just started throwing them, and then you're like running around the bar, but my feet didn't move, and I threw them.
It was like, yeah, we got to get the crowd hype right now, so we're gonna do a little t-shirt toss. We're gonna have both Ken and Barbie throw them out. Tyler's all ready to go around the bar. Liam stands still, throws 3 shirts in the same area, and then just goes.
It's like you're at the NFL Combine, and it was like, go. You're like, bang, 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 boom, arm.
The arm on that guy.
3 different people got him. 3 different people got him. But the one I threw right straight was an absolute laser beam. Yeah, it was an awesome night. We obviously had to dress up as Ken and Bobby. After
it wasn't as terrible as I thought.
No, I did think you. Well, I was very upset about it, as you know. I did not hide my frustration. Wasn't bad. It wasn't bad. I had a fun time with it.
I'm very happy I had a fanny pack with my outfit.
Why?
But it still didn't protect me as much as I thought it was.
No,
there were some comments.
I wore an extra pair of shorts.
You did.
And I think it helped me out quite a bit. The wig, I don't know if a wig is my thing.
It's itchy. Yeah. I didn't like it.
But next year, we're coming back. And we're doubling down on this bet.
Yeah, we're gonna win. Those guys hard next year, yeah.
And they're gonna be dressing up next year.
And it'll be bad.
And it'll be bad.
Yeah.
Maybe.
Mike D, will you be doing more weeknights at Greta? The plan is to do more parties at Greta. Hey, that nice picture up. Sorry, I didn't know we flashed up the picture because I don't have a monitor anymore because it's dead. But I didn't know you flashed up the picture of us with James. That was very, very nice.
God, take it off.
Take it up. Yeah, that is.
Oh, I got a
that is
lot of
ridiculous.
photos of you last night.
Also,
buddy. Don't
I think
worry.
we made a good choice going with t-shirts underneath, just because, like, not even from an embarrassment thing, which would have been a factor,
Yeah.
but also just people don't need to see us like that.
Didn't fit. Mine did not fit. You
Yeah,
would've-
well, because they bought us
Shocker,
they bought us
shocker,
lady
yeah.
sizes.
they were ladies size. So mine was an XL women's, which is probably what, a medium men's.
Maybe, yeah. Mine was a
Maybe.
woman's large.
Oh my goodness, it was so tight. I had to cut the bottom. It was literally ripping on me.
You guys looked awesome. You were
Bring
the life of the
Cassian
party.
home says, with the wig, I look like Ellen DeGeneres.
That's what my roommate said to me last
That's
night when I got
bad,
home.
guys.
He goes, Tyler looked just like Ellen.
All right, okay. We could probably wrap this thing up a little bit early today. Tomorrow we got our boy David Quadrelli. It's a Friday edition of the show as well. Also, if you need more content, real life pod dropping this afternoon and a new episode of Oilers Nation Radio dropping tomorrow and Saturday. I know last year we would have done Oilers Nation every day at the normal time on a game day on a Saturday. That is not the case now, because pre-gaming with Boardsy is taking over. So 7:00 start tomorrow from here at the Nation head offices. Pre-gaming with
Yes.
Boardsy on Saturday should be a lot of fun.
That'll be awesome. Is
Yeah, I
it just
can't
the
wait.
two of you again?
I think so. We'll
Yeah.
see if we find
Yeah, I
third.
think so. We'll see who
Who's
comes
on
in.
After Dark that night?
Bag
PM.
milk, baby. Bag
Bag
milk was a
wine.
treat last night on
Yeah,
After
bag
Dark. And I'm
wine.
sure the people in the chat here know what I'm talking about. But dude, pre-gaming last night was awesome. That was a great vibe. Thank you to everyone who was
Yep.
in the chat watching, and you had to be subscribed to get in that chat. So thank you very much. And if you stuck around for After Dark, A, I'm sorry, but B, thanks for hanging out with Liam and I.
Mm.
Liam looked
Yeah.
too good to not put him on camera.
I did feel
Revenge game Saturday.
I was feeling pretty fly last night until I had to put on that bathing suit.
I feel better that we vented a little bit about the Oilers today. I feel better about the team now.
Yeah.
I feel like we got a lot off our chest. I yelled about Connor and Leon a little. I'm sorry, boys. I meant it, but I don't love saying it.
You're a fan too. You're
Jack
allowed to-
Campbell. We'll get there, buddy. We'll get there. Everyone else, pull up your bootstraps. Is that what they say?
Something like
Pull
that.
up your socks.
Pull up your socks.
I don't know.
Saturday is a new day. Home opener Saturday should be a lot of fun. Big shout out to Star Mechanical, Sherwood Ford, The Giant,
Mm-hmm.
Sports Closet, Alberta Blue Cross, Greta.
Star.
I said Star Mechanical, and Century Mile Racetrack and Casino. Boom. Don't even need my ad sheet anymore.
Look at
Cornerstone.
you.
Cornerstone Insurance as well. Yeah. Thanks everyone who tuned in on the YouTube. Hit the like button, hit the subscribe button before you go, and we'll chat again tomorrow, noon Mountain Time.
See ya.
Thank
Yeah.
you for watching Oilers Nation Every Day. Hit the subscribe button to never miss a show. And for more, visit OilersNation.com.